Accounting. The word alone can bring people to cringe. When the word accountant comes to mind, most people tend to imagine workers who are stressed and spend countless hours crunching numbers into a calculator. This is a common misconception. Yes, of course, accounting does deal with loads of numbers, but there are also many different aspects to accounting. Although accounting may not seem to be as appealing to everybody, it is impossible for a business to succeed without the aid of an accountant. There are various jobs that require accountants. Every business in the world is heavily dependent upon an accountant. They are such crucial parts of a business because they're the ones who handling all the money. Without accountants, no business would be able to smoothly operate. Not every business needs the same financial help, which involves different accounting jobs. These various accounting jobs include auditors, who keep track of records and also analyze financial documents, forecast accountants, who investigate for fraud and help to eliminate white-collar crimes, tax accountants, who are highly trained and primarily deal with the IRS, financial advisors, who provide financial assistance and guidance to individual or small businesses, controllers, who look over the accounting department as a whole, bookkeepers, who log transactions and eventually create financial statements, and CPAs, whose responsibilities are to oversee financial reports, make sure that taxes are currently accurately filed, and to arrange financial reports. Interestingly enough, my father started his career as a bookkeeper, eventually broadened his field to become a CPA and a financial advisor. Accounting is one of few careers that allow extensive freedom in deciding which specific field of accounting to pursue. On average, accounting career salaries range from 31,000 to 65,000 US dollars per year. Some specific careers have a higher salary, as well as some careers in accounting have a lower salary. With the higher salary comes the necessity for a higher education. Some businesses require master degrees, and some require minimal education level. Typically, jobs involving the IRS require a very high education level. It is normally required for an accountant to first obtain a bachelor's degree prior to entering the field. However, it is not uncommon to find that some major corporations who have accounting employees who never receive a degree or any sort, a higher degree will always allow for various opportunities in the accounting field. In 2012, it was noted that there are approximately 1.3 million working accountants in the United States. This accounted for about 13% of all working Americans. It was also noted that only 166,000 Americans chose to change their career from accounting. As America began to find itself in better economic standing, more Americans have begun to pursue a career in accounting. There will always be a career to pursue in the accounting field as long as there is money to be managed. Managing money isn't always the simplest job. The complexity and difficulty of this job attribute to the relatively low amount of Americans to have entered the field. Although the percentage of employed accountants is relatively low, it is expected to see an increase as we see an increase in our economic growth. Like I said earlier, accounting is a difficult skill and surprisingly enough, is involved in some controversy. Most of the controversies come from company structure issues. For example, it is often disputed whether a company should use multiple cost system or a single cost system. The minor controversies vary, but none of them have a major impact on the accounting field in general. The different perspectives on the controversial topics includes ideas that are more effective or accurate. Although many accountants have different perspectives on these topics, it still does not affect the quality of the work. We're currently in the busiest time of the year for most accountants. I have said it earlier, there are many different types of accountants, but the most popular type are the accountants who deal directly with people's taxes. Each one of the accountant's clients are fully dependent on the accountants to productively and efficiently complete his or her taxes. This is a time-consuming and extremely stressful job. Thankfully, this season only comes once a year, but accountants